Hello, folks. It is that time. We are here with physical distancing, intimate conversations. Did I say that correctly? I think I said it correctly. I should know the name of it by now. I am Dani Terrell. I am your host for this conversation. Today we are talking to Chef Kristi Brown. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hello. Let me turn this up a bit so I can hear.
I know.
We just doing some business first. So you do your thing.
Yes.
Let them see your pretty face. There you are. Yes, if you are just joining us, dang, folks, y'all jumping on. It normally takes us about like a good 5 minutes to get these new folks on. I'm super excited about that. Hi,
That's so
everybody.
good. That's so good.
Please know, folks, I don't read the comments and don't ask questions because it's just really about y'all listening and not just listen. If you are unfamiliar with Central District Forum for Arts and Ideas, we are on 17th Ave in Seattle, Washington, inside of the Lakeland Hughes Performing Arts Institute. Central District, I'm gonna get it together.
Did you have your
Central
drinks yet?
District Forum, huh?
Did you already have your drinks?
Not yet. We'll talk about that in a second. Central District Forum for Arts and Ideas is the only local nonprofit organization solely dedicated to presenting emerging Black artists, arts, and ideas in the Seattle area. We believe in the value of community, creativity, identity, and passion. These values serve as our strategic frame and guide day-to-day operations and program decisions. Um, that is our statement, mission, vision, that part about it. I really wanted to start the conversation first with acknowledging the fact that we as Black folks have so much emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, intellectual trauma going on right now. And I just wanted to acknowledge that. I also wanted to acknowledge that we are people that we fight hard, we love hard, we party hard, we give hard. Um, our executive director, Sharon Nyree Williams, posted a few days ago at 3:30 a.m. It is not unusual for me to wake up several times in the middle of the night. It is usually for me to get out of bed and jump on my. It is unusual for me to get out of bed and jump on my computer to send a message. For the past few days, I've silently read the stream of messages flooding my inbox and social media accounts of solidarity and social justice. Pretty much, she sent that message out with the reminder of the Black National Anthem, "Lift Every Voice and Sing, Till Earth and Heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty." I'm just reading a few of that because I do want to jump in with the conversation with Kristi, but I just wanted to set a tone today and not ignore what is happening with us. And also know that we are doing our best as City Forum to amplify Black voices. We may not be on the streets protesting because it's still COVID. And if all of us get sick, you have no City Forum, let's be real. And the best thing that we can do is amplify voices of those in the food arts industry, culinary arts, those that are artists, those that are thinkers. So that is what we're doing. The last thing I'm going to read, because people know I like to read cards and information. Uh-oh, Kristi, you're frozen. I hope we get you back soon. Is confidence requires a sense that we would, if everything fails, will still be okay. We'll still be doomed, however, one look to look at it. Let me read that one more time. Confidence requires a sense that we would, if everything fails, still be okay, or still be doomed, however one likes to look at it. All right. I just wanted to read some stuff to get us started. Kristi Wokoma, or Kristi Brown, I should say,
You can say
You
it
know,
all. It's
you can say it all.
That's my legal name. That's my legal
Right.
name. I noticed that you
um,
guys put that up there, which was funny.
yes. We try.
It's okay. I
We
love
try to
it.
get it right.
That's who I am.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Instead of me asking how you doing, I'm gonna ask how are you moving in your body? What's moving through your body? How's your body moving?
I am trying to figure it out
Mm-hmm.
every day. Every
Mm,
day. I this morning. Let's just talk about today.
mm-hmm.
I deal with like the majority of the anxiety that I deal with it in the morning when I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So it is imperative that I do something. But then some days it's so hard, right? Like
Right.
it's just ridiculously hard to try to figure out how to get on the mat. So I do a manner of things: walking, fascia release, yoga, um, just taking baths and stuff, just so I can get it together to get thinking straight. And then maybe I could get out the house.
Right.
Um, and I think that's that's always, but particularly now,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a lot. So yeah, I found myself. I didn't join you in the drink today because I was gonna, but I know that my body's not really geared towards alcohol consumption, so I had to slow it down. So I'm on my water. Water is life.
Have my water also. I'm not a drinker, but this drink is rather delicious.
You got the big lit today. You got the big lit. So
This is this is sometimes you just need a drink.
yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah. This is a lot.
Um, yes. How are you as a business owner? Um, there's COVID. There are the multiple ways people are standing up, and I want to not use the word protesting, but standing up for our rights as human beings. Um, how are you dealing with this as a business owner?
I don't. This is honestly the question of the day. I just earlier, yeah, we do the Seattle Kitchen Community Collective, and
Yes.
Melissa Miranda is in on that. Um, and we were talking this morning about this because it's I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I call my brother and sister chefs just to find out what they're doing so that maybe we can come up with a collective. And what I mean by that is just a collective thought. What I mean by that is because you know I have employees that were immediately laid off.
Right.
Then they all volunteered to come back and help as we feed the people. So we're doing that, and then it's like it's cool, and we're cooling, and then the stand-ups start, right? And so then it's this other part where I have to like juggle the safety of the folks
You freezing up on us,
to be
Kristi.
raised, and it's hard because I'm staying at home. I
Mm-hmm.
feel that the first reason is because my daughter is very adamant about the safety during COVID, and
Right.
so she's asked me to not protest, so I don't.
Mm-hmm.
For her
Right.
safety and for all of our safeties, right? And
Right.
then at the same time, like reinforcing that I'm standing up because we feed 150 people when we do these community kitchen things, and then we do other meals as well. So
Right.
that is my stand up, right? And I feel good about that, even though as a person I just always want to do more. But as a business owner,
Right.
it's challenging because we're always thinking about the safety of the people because that's what we do. That's
Right.
what we do. So it's definitely challenging. I don't know that I have an answer. I think it's an ongoing conversation. And I'm grateful that we have a business that we run that is insistent upon things being a conversation and
Mm-hmm.
not just a rule,
Right.
and that kind of thing. So we're working through it, but it's hard.
Right.
Yes.
I recently as in today, um, saw your live, and then I kind of went back and just saw another live, and you were talking about the money that you are receiving and how strange that is. And I
I
literally
knew
thought
we
I
was
was the
gonna
only
talk
one.
about
I
this.
thought I was the only one who felt that way. I
Baby, baby.
It is that thing of like you want to be grateful and you want to be like thankful, but also with some of the things that are going on, I almost feel like it's hush money too.
Whew. I woke
I-
up from a dream. I woke up from a dream and I like I felt used. And I'm
yeah,
so glad because the thing is that like I was talking to Damon and and I said this today on the live on Facebook, but he's like, Mom, you have to remember it's two things. One, my life right now particularly is a result is was prophesied to me.
right,
And so kind of living through a prophecy is a very interesting thing, especially when it was so specific. You know, that whole, that Bible verse, give and it'll be given unto you and
right,
pressed down and shaken over and running over. That's what's happening right now. And that's an odd thing all by itself in the middle of a pandemic when so many people
exactly.
are unsure of what's going to happen after these checks run out. But I think the other thing is like, okay, so, and I swear I'm not trying to call you out. So if you're watching this, don't feel no kind of way. We'll have our discussion later. But one of our customers called, instant messaged me and was like, "Yo, I want to use your video that you did on live for a meeting with my staff.
Mm,
So I'm
mm,
gonna pay you for this money. I mean, pay you for this video, and if that's okay. If it's not okay, it's not okay. But if it's okay, I just want them to hear it from your mouth. And I
mm-hmm,
mean, okay, that's good, right? Like that's good, kinda. But you gonna pay me for it?
right.
Okay, okay. Like, and when I woke up, I felt used because I was just like, I don't know. It's. Can you put
I,
words to it? Because I don't, and I'm not. It's not being ungrateful. I'm not ungrateful. Are we gonna take this money? Hell yeah, we gonna take this money. Why? Because we're doing all this stuff for free. We're about to open up a restaurant. I got a
right.
13-year-old child. You know what I'm saying? I can go on and on about why I'm gonna take this money. I'm gonna take this money because I earned it. But did I earn it from you? Oh, all right.
I think that I think that's the thing though. It's a lot of like folks are giving you money hoping that's I don't even know if that's a band-aid. I
No.
don't even know what to call it, but it's this thing of like, can you actually hear the words that's coming out of my mouth and can you actually make change?
Right.
Can you actually do the work to make the change and not just give me money to think that that's going to be okay? Like and also we're in this position always as Black people is like we want to feel grateful for the things that are happening, but we also know it's some BS behind it too.
I'm just curious.
And
I'm always curious, and I'm thinking about having this conversation with someone like this. Is that
uh-huh.
do you like what are you thinking? Because I don't even want to put words in your mouth because we clearly don't think the same way. Because
Yes.
if we thought like my white friends that knew what was up and was doing their work, I ain't even heard from them. That's great.
Right.
That's great. You didn't need to call me. What you call me for? Hey, girl. Hey. That's it. I love you.
Right.
I love you too. That's it.
Right.
We don't need to have no conversation because you was already doing your work. But if you weren't doing your work, right? And then
That's
this
the
just came.
issue.
And I mean, Okay, thank God you got it. I mean, whenever you got it, I can't judge that. I can, but I ain't gonna, because every day we get a new chance to be and
Right.
discover ourselves every day. But damn it, dog. What kind of
Right.
I I could oof.
I think it's a balance. Like people don't understand the balance. It's just like do the work. Like don't give us things. I don't give me things. Do the work.
Or
Your gift is
okay,
in doing the work.
if you're gonna do the things, if you're gonna give me the work, give me the money, and you want to give money, that's fine. But you damn sure better not post it. You damn sure better not tell nobody you gave no money. That's what I was talking about on Facebook today. Like,
I saw that. Yes.
when you was fasting, you was told to put your best clothes on, act like you had your best meal ever. Don't be coming around here telling me you gave money.
Right. Right.
Mm-mm.
It's performative. It is performative.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanna talk about you and a collective group of people started feeding folks. And again you said something in your video that was really emotional. You said people are hungry. People are hungry and this work would be done if it wasn't COVID. Um can you explain more like why I mean the logical reason is like we understand why, but why?
Okay. So I think the first thing is that people don't truly understand how fucked our food systems are.
Mhm.
So that's the first thing. Okay. I remember last year, like you learn about this kind of stuff in the culinary world. You think about like what are food systems? Okay, how food gets to you. So from where it has been produced, made, created, whatever, however it got there, then how it got from that point to the store to the produce, all the different
Mm.
places around the chain. We all have been duped into this like, oh, McDonald had a farm, right? Like
Right.
we really have. Even if you don't think you have, you really do, because you're like, oh, milk comes from cows,
Right.
that kind of thing, right? And you would hope that it is, but sometimes you just don't know, right?
Exactly.
um and so understanding that there have been breakdowns in our food system for decades,
Mhm.
with the oversaturation of the way that we farm, not for years, you had to understand this resurgence of organic is something that's happened in the last like 20 to 30 years. But
Okay.
before that, so many chemicals. You talk about that miracle grow. You talk about all of these different things. So food systems, thinking about more than just what you eat on your plate or the grocery store that you get it from, and thinking about all the challenges that come in a broken system along the way. The transportation,
Mhm.
or what all that, the way that we treat farmers,
Mhm.
the ideal that who works the farms, who owns the farms, you know what I mean, what do they do to create the food to keep it going, all of
Right.
those different things. So there's all these challenges that compromise the quality of our food because we want the food at the lowest price. We want to be able to go get 4 for $4, right?
Right.
But we want it to be the most highest quality. Something got to give. You have to start thinking about something had to give. What was it? It wasn't you and your dollar because you're still paying 4 for $4. So
Mhm.
somebody else made some sacrifices that compromised your food systems along the way. So when you understand that part, then you can understand. And then if you just break from that, maybe that's too deep. You can't think that far, and that's fair. I understand. If you think
Right.
about from where I'm at, I'm on McClellan and Martin Luther King and Rainier. And you take that road right there all the way down, or you can take Martin Luther King. Either way you choose. You can go all the way down, all the way to Henderson.
Mhm.
There are 2 major grocery stores. Okay. That is between Seward Park and
Yep.
George, in Beacon Hill, and QFC and Safeway and Rainier Beach. And
Right.
then if you were to think about Skyway, which you must, because we're that's where we live, then you think about that. There is no grocery store. There's a grocery outlet.
Grocery outlet. Yep.
Now I'm at a grocery outlet, do you? But I'm just saying, there's a grocery outlet, and then there's not another Safeway until Renton. That is what
Exactly.
you would consider a partial food desert, right?
Mm.
You know, QFC, I'm not going to even include that in there because too many people can't shop at QFC. I mean, at PCC. Love
Not at
PCC.
all.
Appreciate you. All that. But again, ability to be able to, so that
Right.
those kind of things are letting you know that your food systems are compromised. People don't have access to fresh food all the time. So the fact that people are starving, that's not surprising. One,
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm on right now. You got sirens. Is it bad?
It's fine.
Okay, good. So when food systems, when there's not enough access to the food, then people are hungry, right? So then
Mm.
that part, they're eating food. Maybe they had something to eat, but if you're eating ramen, you're eating something out of a can. If you're shopping at Trader Joe's all the time and you're eating from
Mm.
boxes and bags, your food systems are challenged and compromised because that means that
Right.
your food is passed through so many hands. The nutritional value is not there, right? And so with that being in place, people are already like, maybe they weren't starving, maybe they're malnutrition. There's a lot of people around here eating every day that are not getting the nutrients they need to add it to survive and thrive,
Exactly.
you know, to thrive, I should say, not survive, because they are surviving, but their
Right.
health. And then that goes into the whole, you know, when you think about, well, why people are protesting through a pandemic, because the fact of the matter is, the reason that we have all of these these disparities in our community lead to the health problems that we have, lead to our ability to be some more susceptible to a pandemic. We die more. You know, it's just like these continuing
Right.
things. And really, like, food is what we got. Like, there's a lot of other things we can do, but if you've not fed yourself, how can you be productive? How can you think straight? How can you
Very
make good
true.
decisions? So these are been challenges in our community for years. The more you
Right.
separate the people from the land, the more people will be in these kind of spaces where their health is compromised. And
Hmm.
so, you know, that's a big challenge, and that's something that we've been dealing with for years. Long as I've been cooking, it's like, you know, you might get a good job and do
Right.
what you do is you get a job, say Seattle Art Museum, right? Oh, we do something there. Well, what I'll do is somebody else will be like, well, I need food too on that same day. Well, here, let me give you this at a ridiculous discount, or let me go ahead and donate this food because I know that
Right.
you need it to feed these people. This may be the most livest food they've ever had. This may be
Right.
the most this might be the most like nutrition filled food. And it's not that we cook healthy food all the time, we just don't, but it's just that
Right.
idea of being able to like provide that to people that don't normally get that opportunity to eat fresh food. And
Right.
it is
So,
sad because it should be a right.
right. So with all of these, the food deserts in Seattle, people not getting fresh food, and you all starting the collective of food. How are you all? And we really didn't get to like. I mean, I guess we did get to the why it started. I guess all of that was the why it started. Um, how are you all sustaining to make sure people are getting fed? And it's that brown girl cooks, and who else is involved in this?
So I always like to mention Melissa first, just because she's the one that really spearheaded this thing. Melissa Miranda from Musang Restaurant on Beacon
Hmm.
Hill. Then there's That Brown Girl Cooks. There's Chef
Hmm.
Tarek from Midnight Mecca and DJ and the Cook and all the things.
Feed the people. Yes.
Yeah. And then we have Cam from Gorilla Pizza, who was doing a pop-up out of Musang, and that's how that relationship got started. So super good. And then Chera from Hood Famous and Geo. And then we have Guitar from Sugar Hill. So we
Yeah.
have all of us together, and then Kristi Martin, she's she's on the board as well. And so it's just it's an amazing group of people, and it came just at a perfect time where, you know,
Right.
everybody's like, oh shit, what do we do? And Melissa's like, well, this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, okay. And then everybody just jumped in and was like, okay, we're gonna do this together. And then we were doing it for like a month or so. We was doing it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, all these other people try to get on board. It was like, no, we're gonna keep
Right.
this small
Right.
because we're trying to feed a specific group of people, making sure that's not that everybody can't come and eat, but we want to make sure these people that look like
Right.
us are getting fed.
Right.
And so that's what we've been doing for the past, I think we're on week 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
How are you all funding this? Because that is
Um,
also an important part of why I like to do these conversations, because we can't talk about these things continue to generate without funds.
right. So at first, when we first did it, we got we put out an email to our constituency and was like, hey, can you help us help our people pay rent? So we did that. People came through. We were able to give everybody money that first like couple of weeks. So that was a blessing.
Right.
Then people started seeing what we were doing and just asked how they could get on, how could they help. And so people just individually started sending money. So that had been a real big plug. One just like organizations, what's the name of that one group? It's a big group that Jonathan works for. What's that?
Oh, I see it. I see it.
I can't think of them.
Seattle.
I'm trying to think.
Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan, if you're on here,
Yeah.
yeah, shout it out. But the cool thing with that was that that organization didn't give us money, but everybody on the board did, and they came through with cash, like cash. And so then the same
Seattle
with
Foundation.
thank you, Seattle Foundation. Everybody on the board came through, and that's what I'm talking about. Put your work in. Put your money, do the work. Don't be worried about all of that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Just do your work. So then that was super good. People have been coming through with nice, sizable donations, and we were able to do that. Then different vendors came through, donated food, which was a blessing.
Awesome.
And now, which is so good, we're in growing season. So the farmers have been coming through. We got some beautiful stuff today.
And
So
so, can you explain what it is that people can do if, as far as like, you can come get food, no charge. Also, people, you can come get food, and if you got the money,
sure.
you
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah. Exactly.
But can you explain a little bit more, like where, how, times a day?
Yeah. So we do. Right now we're doing Thursday and Saturday from 2 to
Y'all switch days
6.
on me.
We
It was
did.
Wednesday.
It was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Yeah, we had to switch it up because we started doing catering for Bellwether because
Okay,
Bellwether is providing meals for their buildings, which is a blessing. So we've
that's
been doing
awesome.
those on
Yeah,
Tuesdays, and that's been taking up so much of our time. We didn't want to be stretched thin because again, people are volunteering, and you don't want to be overworking them and stuff like that.
true.
So we add them, but people come through and give donations. Venmo, that brown girl cooks. But honestly, I just been wanting. I just don't want it to be prohibitive. I want people to come eat.
Right,
So definitely you can and do that way. And then pretty soon we'll have a Seattle Kitchen Collective. Some of this stuff takes time, especially during the pandemic. Trying
right,
to just open up a bank account,
right,
take.
right.
So we
How
getting there. Okay.
awesome. What is the status of the restaurant? Because all of that was supposed to happen and open, and we supposed to be celebrating and
Yes.
eating. And
Yes.
what is
So
going on with that, if you don't mind sharing?
we are almost done. We are almost done. The construction is beautiful. If anybody's been following some of my live posts, pretty much all the equipment's there.
Awesome.
Uh, Everything's getting put up. It's all painted. The floors are done. It's almost there. So in August, probably later than earlier, we will be open for takeout, and we'll start there, and then we'll move through all the phases. We will not open with the phases. We will wait until they're over. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. Just what people don't understand is like for a
Right,
restaurant to open back up full service means that you have to take everybody's temperature when they walk through the door. You have to,
right,
as a customer, you have to sign something that says that you are well. and that you are okay to sit with other people,
Right.
relinquishing everybody from any kind of risk of you sitting in a restaurant, that's too much. I ain't asked
Right.
nobody sign nothing. So
Right.
you take your food and go. And then, I mean, honestly, it's a blessing because it gives us an opportunity to kind of ease into this. I've worked in probably like 4 or 5 restaurants max in a 30-year career. So most of mine's
Hmm.
been in catering. So it'll give me a chance to transition and understand what restaurant means as opposed to catering. It's a whole different mindset. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Um, COVID protests, the community kitchen. How has this, if anything, how has this changed the way you do your business going forward
Mm.
and what you're putting out there in the world moving forward?
Well, the interesting thing about this whole thing is that, catering is done for.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I don't mean that I'm not speaking any ill over anybody, but honestly, in the catering industry right now, you
It's
got a
hard.
long way to go before you get back to where you were. And I mean a long
Mm-hmm.
way to go. So instead of doing all that, we really have transitioned to community kitchen because that's what we believe in. That's what we know we can put our time and money and efforts
Yeah.
behind. And then the catering will come back when it's able. But it's changed our whole business model. Because I mean,
Right.
we're not we you go on our website, we took catering down. We'll take inquiries for 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, I'm even like, okay, let's put that 21 mid 21.
Right.
Because you
Right.
just don't know. You don't know. But I know,
Exactly.
people are all itching to get back at it, but I'm not in a
No.
rush. Yeah.
Will will you stop doing the community kitchen once the restaurant opens, or will they coexist?
They will coexist, but it'll just be a gradual thing. Like we will stop community kitchen on June the 27th. I think is the last day for now. We get our final inspection on July the 14th,
Okay.
and then we'll be getting in and getting settled. I'll celebrate my 50th on the 7th of July.
All right, Cancer.
Yes, yes. Chances of that.
I'm
So,
4 more years behind you.
really? Oh,
Yes.
Daddy, I was swearing you was like 42.
I will be 46 in a few weeks.
Okay, okay.
Do
I knew your
that.
birthday was coming up soon, but yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And it's been an interesting time, you know.
Um, what you a lot of your staff you had to lay off, and then a lot of them came back as volunteers. What does that mean to you?
Everything. That
Mm-hmm.
that 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 mission that you like when we say we're family run,
Mm-hmm.
it's for real. Like, we that's the first thing we thought about. We actually had to put a cap on it and be like, hold up, think about yourself, for a minute. Because
Right.
everybody, we sure trying to scramble and make sure, fortunately for us, what happened was when it all went down, we were the first ones to get hit because all the events, that was the first thing that the government did, say, okay, no groups over bump, bump, bump. So it was
Right.
like no groups over 100. Well, we had a job for 400 people that following week. So we when that happened, that's why we had to immediately lay everybody off because it was like, hold up, 2 jobs that were our whole March got canceled. And it was like, well, at least if we lay everybody off, then at least they can have some unemployment because we didn't know it was going to go to this realm. So then,
Exactly.
I would say we started on the 4th. So then on the 17th is when the restaurant started closing.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's the thing that was like, okay, we were just in time. So fortunately, our people got on unemployment early. We were able to talk to
Right.
people on the phone. Like, we had
Exactly.
a good run of it as far as, inside of something like this happening, if there's a good thing. So that's the thing. It's like people being willing to, you're so welcome. I'm doing, no. Oh, I'm not doing her again. And I'm on live. There you go. It's good to see you. Not do- Love you. Not doing her again.
I love this. You know, it is what it is. It's live stream.
um, but yeah, like that, somebody would be willing to say, you know what, I'm gonna risk my life. I'm
Right.
gonna come down to this kitchen and work with you and feed these people. That's risking your life for that shit. That's everything.
Exactly.
These cats are down. Like, I don't have no questions. People be asking me, what does family mean? That
Mm,
that
mm,
you know what I'm saying? And you don't get that often. And I've been very, very blessed in that way. I've had
mm.
amazing employees that have sacrificed and committed, and we appreciate it, because it would be no way for us to get where we are. And that's the thing, you know, with Black businesses and stuff, it's challenging.
Exactly.
It's challenging for a lot of different reasons. I know in our industry, you know, what used to be, you know, hospitality used to be a Black thing. Like,
Yes.
it
Uh-oh. There
it
you are.
was a Black thing, but it's not, you know, it's not that
Right.
way anymore. So trying to find solid folks, committed folks to the craft, that understand what customer service is about, you know, sense of urgency, all that kind of stuff, it's not the most easiest thing. But we've been fortunate, you know, to
That's
be able to
awesome.
have people. And so I feel like it just is a reflection on how we treat folks. You know,
It is.
we try to treat folks with respect and honor, and make sure we take care of them and stuff like that. They do the same for us.
Right. Awesome. We are close to time, and the best part about these conversations, I have one thing on my mind, and I just kind of let it move through.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just important that y'all get to know folks. Kristi is family to me, so it's an easier conversation. Um, that's with the drink.
Yes, yes.
Um,
I just, you
um,
know, I mean, and honestly, I sent the drinks because I knew this was a hard week for you. This has been a hard
for
time,
everybody.
period.
Yes.
And your heart is so big.
Thank
And
you.
it's like, it's really, and you know, we've been through these challenges of, you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
trying to, you know, how do you protect yourself but keep folks at bay? You know, hey, you gotta
Right. Right.
stay over there because I need you. And it's hard. It's hard.
I mean,
And you like me, you know, we got all these babies. All these
yes.
babies. I saw your post about the UW babies.
Oh my goodness.
They
Them children
been
are
putting in
showing
them
up.
work though. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm talking about. When you was doing your work before. You don't have to come and show up now. You was doing your work. Because you was
I mean, and
human. Oh, good
that's,
God.
I think that's the beautiful thing about it is like you in the brink of one of the best caterers in the city, extremely well known in our city, about to open a restaurant. You didn't have to. You did not have to. And that's the thing that I think that pisses me off about people is that you saw a need, you understand the need because you are of the people, and you said that is more important than putting some money into my pocket right now.
Yeah. What you gonna do
And
with it?
well, that
You know what I'm saying? The world gonna be over and you got
right,
money. Okay.
right,
Did that make
right,
you a winner? Like, yeah.
right. And that just that the brilliant thing about Black folks is that for those of us that get it, we understand that like our what seems like a huge sacrifice for many, and it probably is also a small sacrifice for us because we understand the greater and the bigger picture that if we don't do this thing, then all of these other things will crumble. And so I respect you for that. I respect you for the fact that it's just like we could go grab some food when we ain't got no food, we don't want to go to the grocery store because folks have tripped like we and that. And so I just appreciate that. And I wish more people would understand that model and that message and that thing that you're trying to do is like, it is about the people.
Right. But you know what that is though?
What is it?
It's being on purpose.
Mm,
When you're in
mm,
alignment with your purpose, baby, there's just things that you want to do that you can't.
Exactly.
And there's things that you can't do that you want. It's all because
Right.
it doesn't come out of here. It comes out of here. That night
Yes.
you got up in the
Yes.
middle of the night and was dancing, baby.
That night, I needed to release some things. Thank
Clearly.
you. Thank you.
And listen, I was right there. I was like, because I was like, what is he doing online this late? Like, I was like, hold up. Because you don't be going late. You don't be going live.
Oh
Well, you
no.
have been lately. But but that, I was like, ooh. I was like, and it was such a, and I could just feel you. I could feel you. And that's the problem. It's like, that's that faith. You got to go
Yeah.
by how
Yeah.
you can't be going by sight. You can't be looking at, oh, well, it looked like,
No. No.
no, and that's the problem. And that transcends everything to me as far as why people do what they do and why they don't do what they don't do is because you're
Right.
not on purpose. You don't even know why you're here. You sit up here scrambling around trying to wait to go back to work. Dog, I keep telling folks, if you sitting around here waiting on going back to work, there's something wrong.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
this is the time where your work makes a way for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have any choice. You just don't.
You better be
And
preaching.
you know what? And people, and it takes, you got to get on that mat and humble yourself and get down. And you have to continue to do that too,
Right.
because you hear one thing, but how you going to hear them ancestors? How you going to hear them? You got
Right.
to shut up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So this time period right now has been like me, like I do this, I go home.
Right. Can
I
I
go,
just say the funny thing is that the other day I woke up and I was like emailing the team. I was like, we got to make this thing happen on Sunday. We got to make it happen. It
right,
was not scheduled. It was not part of the
right,
schedule.
right,
But again, I love what you say when you walk in your purpose and you just hear it. Like I I'm no longer afraid of what comes to me and if it's going to fail or not. I'm just like, okay, I'm supposed to do this thing because it weighs on me in a different way. Like if you think about something, you're like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to do that because it doesn't. So I love what you're saying, and I think like especially it's time for people to really think about that. Like, what is your purpose? Like the world shut down.
right. Why were you born?
Yes.
What makes what makes you happy? What feeds you so
Mm,
that you can then give that back out? And there's nothing better than that. There is
right.
nothing better than that. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, this is probably, I've been spending because getting ready for the restaurant and stuff, I spent the last like 3 years getting my finances together, paying my shit on time, getting my
Right.
credit together. You know what I'm saying? This is not no overnight nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like those little. So this has been the fittest I've been financially since before I got divorced, for sure, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
so like being in that position, and I can say that even with that, it's such a blessing. I'm so happy. That's good. And there's nothing that rivals the feeling of knowing, when somebody says you are the pride of the ancestors.
Mm, mm, mm.
I got shouted out the other day with some other black women chefs from all over the country. And I was like, those women were in those kitchens feeding folks they could have killed.
Mm.
But we turned it around for our good, baby. Baby.
I'm trying to hold it together, Kristi. I'm really trying to hold it together because I'm just like everybody that knows me knows I'm a crying baby. I am trying to hold it together, and it's
It's real.
I
Danny, like,
think
think about the
oh
power of food and how people, like,
mm,
people die for this stuff. Even today. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught. I've been hearing all kind of conversation about slavery and just kind of the juxtaposition of here and now and
right,
foodways and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you think about that. You know what I'm saying? All these people could be dead. We could be the only ones living. If the cooks had just been like, a little bit of here,
mm.
kill you, your
I,
kids.
I want folks to sit in the what you just said is that those women were in the kitchens fixing food and making food for people that they could have killed. And the fact that I don't want that labor to go unnoticed, because we are still doing that labor for y'all today. The women are still doing the labor for y'all today. And I don't want that to go unnoticed, or I don't want to pass over that, because we could have killed y'all. They could have killed y'all. And so when you get upset about the protests in the street and people vandalizing buildings and things like that, the alternative is we could have turned and killed y'all. And that's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole different conversation.
And we are not talking about going and killing folks, but understand what could have happened. And so when you see people rising up in that way, it is because of the work of those women in that kitchen. And Kristi, I thank you for that. That will stick with me for such a long time. Woo! Y'all, this is why I do this conversation. This is why, because it is not about me. It is not about Kristi. It is about the shoulders that we stand on. It is about those people that endured much more than we will ever know.
Ever. Yeah.
So when you see people angry in the streets, that is not anger that just happened a few weeks ago. That is hundreds and thousands of years of anger and oppression that our ancestors need to just get out of us. And if you can't deal with that, then stay in your house and stay off the computer. Because we are not shutting up.
No.
No. You got me all in my feels. You got me all in my feels. I'm supposed to be in the fields right now.
It's so much. It's so much. Like I think about like when I first started cooking, and I have this book and I'll keep it forever. And my dad, he was so he was the one that was like, you want to figure out what you're gonna do. And I was like, okay. And when I figured it out, they couldn't have gave me more support. And he found this book because he wanted to find a black chef. We can only find one. Patrick Clark. And CD Forum.
Wow.
Have to make sure, because we haven't really touched on this. We haven't talked about food as art.
Oh, yes.
And food as art opened up the door for the first time for all of us to come together. Chef Wayne had just gotten written up in Essence, Chefs of the Year. And it was Chef Wayne and some more folks and my mentor, Chef Erica. And they posted his picture, and we were all so proud. And then Stephanie and Jim Watkins put together Food is Art. And it was, and I was like, you want me? I was the young one of the bunch. I'm like, you want me? Okay. And we came and we went to the Seattle Art Museum, honey. They hadn't even seen them black folks like that. And honey, suited and booted. Honey, we came in there and laid that food out. The people were trying to help us. We good. We got it. We know this. And we did that, and that was just the most beautiful thing. And the thing was that it was really the first of its kind in the country, because we didn't even know. You always just assume that because it's more black folks that they're doing more things. No, baby. Seattle is in the forefront of a whole lot of stuff like that. And so we went down there, we did that. And then that first year, it was like Kingfish. I think Harold was working at Seattle Center, the Space Needle at the time. There was just a lot of us coming together. And then that next year, Chef Amadeus came up. He came the first year, but the second year he brought people with him. And he brought Chef Erica. I don't know if she was in Chicago at the time. And there was some other people. And they came, they were like, hey, we've never seen nothing like this before.
Wow.
So really, really give honor to Stephanie and CD Forum
Yes,
for
Stephanie.
continuing to bring these
Stephanie
people
Ellis
together.
Smith.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And
Our
bringing folks
founder.
together and knowing that we existed.
Yes.
Because you didn't know that we existed on that level. Yeah, we know that folks was cooking in the kitchen, but you didn't know they were chefs. You didn't know they were owners, pastry chefs. Like, and that was the first door. I know hundreds and hundreds
Right.
of Black professional culinarians now. And I really, really give honor for them for that, because that set me on the trail to know that we existed.
Thank you. My team about to get mad at me because I'm like 2022. Food is art.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'm about to
listen,
get so they're about to get mad at me right now. I'm just
look.
gonna put it out there. 2022, Food of
Mm-hmm.
Art, Food is
Mm-hmm.
Art reunion is going to happen.
It's gonna be good. I'm with you. I'll
I
be
know
on the
Sharon is
committee.
like, no, it ain't. Sharon's like,
She is all for that. She can't even.
Yes,
She.
we do need to do a Food is Art reunion, chef reunion. We gonna make it happen, but we gonna wait till 2022 where
Oh
everything is
yeah,
safe.
yeah, for real. That's real.
Right. Soul Child said they'll sing. Okay, Kristi, I'm about to let you go. I love you so
I love
much.
you too. I love you too.
This has given me so much to chew on, to think about. Um, if you know me, you've been watching this show. I close with this last question. I'm going to say tomorrow we are talking to Black Lives Matter King County Seattle King County chapter. That is at 3 p.m. Catch us on YouTube or Facebook.
Okay.
Um, Again, we got to talk about these issues that's affecting us: food, how we show up in mobilization and protest. My last question for you, Kristi, is what is bringing you joy right now?
I started making earrings.
Ooh, the ones you wearing right now?
No, no. I just started like they gotta be big. They got so it's slowly. I'm just trying to find my creativity in all of this. I've
I
enjoyed
love
the
it.
solitude. I've enjoyed the quiet, and that's brought me a ton of joy. I love the
Mhm.
family time. And so, just giving me a chance to really focus on the things that I love. And so, be watching out for my new, earring collection. You know.
Cute, love it. Kristi, thank you. I may be up there in a little bit to get me some food, just
Okay.
FYI.
Okay.
Actually, I'm probably gonna leave right now once we get off this line to go get me some food. So just have it packed and ready.
Yes, please.
Y'all, this was.
Oh, Brown Liquor Cocktail Company. Yes, yes. Whoop, whoop.
I don't think I'm gonna share with Mr. B, so I have to try to hide it.
Okay.
No, look, he
Don't.
got some fancy ginger beers up in the closet that I can't touch. So I'm just saying, don't be touching the liquor. If I can't touch your ginger beer, don't touch
You
the
know
liquor.
what? When you come get your drink, I will send Mr. B a drink.
All right, you have a great day. I love you.
I
Thank you so
love
much.
you. Thank you. This was so fun. Thank you so
It was
much.
so great. Bye,
Yes.
everybody. Tune
Bye.
in tomorrow for some more conversation, and we will talk to y'all later.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.